So, yeah, I 100% never saw myself being a husband. I, how I was brought up, I was never surrounded by, I'm gonna just say it, a solid man who showed me the realities and the blessings of being a husband. What I came up around was, man, it's hard to talk about, honestly. Man, I just feel like I had to seek every bit of knowledge of first how to be a man because it wasn't shown to me. So when I got the opportunity to leave how I was raised, the Army gave me that opportunity. That opportunity allowed me to see a lot of things outside of how I was raised, a lot of things outside of my household, because all I saw coming up was women. Women doing all the work, women raising the kids, women teaching the principles, teaching the lessons. And I just thought that was normal. I thought it was normal for a man to have multiple women and sleep around and never settle down. One of my favorite movies is The Wood. And in the scene, they used to say macking and hanging. So I thought that was the way to live life. But then I started to see other examples of men in the Army, loving their wives, treating their wives with respect, and just being a stand-up guy. And those influences started to be the prominent voice in my life instead of how I was raised. It's unfortunate, but I really thought how I was raised was the way I was gonna live my life forever. And things started to change. I wanna say around the time I was in the Army, I moved to New York, and I tried to be with one woman, and it was hard for me because, again, how I was raised was a battle, was battling against me. And like I said, I had to force myself to actually be something that I wanted to be. It's almost like working out. If you want to lose weight, you have to consistently, tell yourself and put in the work to lose weight. And here I was with a woman that loved me at my lowest, that loved me despite how I was raised, that told me when I first met her, "You're my soulmate." I'm like, I ain't nobody's soulmate. I'm a soulmate to the streets. Like I thought that was literally gonna be my life. But she stayed in there, man. She stayed with me, like I said, through every low, through every deal that fell through, she was there. Through every deal that went through, she was there. And I had to ask myself the realistic question of, are you gonna be with something temporary, or are you gonna try to build with something that could last forever, that will last forever? Once I had that conversation in my head, I literally, on my birthday, we were in North Carolina. We went to go eat breakfast, and I proposed to my wife. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, if I'm honest, because I had to face every demon inside, and I had children that looked up to me. So I felt like I had to make them proud and be the best man that I can be. Not to quote that Best Man song, because that's a fire song. Shout out to RL and Case. But it really made me want to stand up to the challenge. So I proposed, and I think about 3 years after, we got married. And ever since then, man, we've been married for almost a year now. And it's been a challenge, but I'm determined to prove my childhood wrong. Like, no, that's not the man that you have to be. You can be the man that God called you to be. You can be a stand-up guy that takes care of your family. And that's what I choose to be. And I'm excited about that choice. Every day I wake up, I'm excited to be a better husband, a better father than I had. I never had a father around me. I never seen an example of a stand-up husband around me. So I determine and choose daily to be what I want to be. And that's everybody complains about growing up. But the beautiful thing about being an adult is your free will to make the choices that will better you or not. And that's real talk.